Thank you, and I appreciate that glowing testimonial that you have just given here. I must say that it's a very wonderful day. Having these very eminent persons who have just deliberated with you here, a deliberation that really puts everyone into thinking of the future of our country. Mr. Mendy, I am particularly delighted to share this platform with you. In fact, maybe about 2 weeks ago, I was on coffee time with Peter Gomez and dealing with our agricultural policies. I stated that there is need really for the banks to have a development wing so that soft loans can be given to the farming community. I singled out fruit farming, that fruit farming, such an investment that takes a little bit of time before you start realizing the benefits, before you start realizing dividends from it. Therefore, to grant a loan to a fruit farmer at a rate of 23–25%, you are killing the business before it starts. So we think that those type of farmers should have soft loans. I'm happy that Mr. Mendy is leading in this area, and I hope that many other Gambians will follow suit. I'm particularly impressed with Mr. Silla, and it tells us that the youth of this country, when they are given the opportunity, they will certainly excel. When they are given the opportunity, they will not be described as people who are only interested in sitting at booths and drinking attire. It is when they are not given opportunities, when they are frustrated, that is when they convert their divorce, drink attire, and maybe do some other things that are not really expected of them. Well, Mr. Traoré, I have a dream. That reminds me, and I'm so many others, of Martin Luther King's dream of a segregated American society, a society where equality prevails. Your own dream is a dream that would make future Gambian youths not to venture into that theater of death, into the Mediterranean, into the desert. It will only be stories that they will hear, not stories that will experience. And even though you did not present that at the DRRC because we are not called, I think still the opportunity is there. Let us have this published, so that every Gambian would know that this is the dream of Mr. Traoré, a former industrious permanent secretary at the Ministry of Agriculture. When I started working, I started reflecting on those days when we were at the Ministry of Agriculture. And of course, Mr. Jallo's own activities too speak volume of what Gambian youths are capable of doing once they have the opportunity. Mr. Jallo, we thank you all. You see, when the students at SASA, when the SASA delegation came to my office and informed me that they were holding this event and would like me to be present, I thought that was the greatest honor, the greatest privilege that was being given to me. When I was told that, I recall that when I finished my O levels, I went for a holiday job at the Department of Agriculture. There will be a well-funded institution, an institution that can also attract students from outside, so that you can even promote it and have it on the pedestal as an advanced institute where agricultural research is conducted, and students from all over the world can come and we serve as a center of excellence. But we can only have that if they are well funded. We can only have that if those who are employed in that sector are well motivated and cannot have the only motivation for them would be for them to have professional satisfaction in what they are doing. And we must link research to farmers through digital and physical extension systems. Invest in climate-resilient crops and improve seed varieties. Partner with international institutions for agricultural innovation. The students in this gathering must be active contributors, not passive observers in shaping research that reaches out to farmers. Then, alongside long-term reforms, several remedies will create quick impact. Expand community gardens with solar boreholes, introduce youth-focused poultry and horticulture starter kits, provide matching grants for university graduates launching agribusinesses, create market linkages between schools, hospitals, and local producers, upgrade the Gambia School of Agriculture with modern labs and equipment. Agriculture is the sector that can provide employment for thousands of young people. It has the potential to reduce rural poverty and also stabilize food prices. It can save us foreign exchange and also earn us foreign exchange, reduce our dependence on imports, strengthen our national sovereignty, and if we transform agriculture, we transform the Gambia. Now, you, the students, my message to you is that you are the next generation of agricultural professionals and not just studying for degrees. You are prepared to become innovators, problem solvers, entrepreneurs, nation builders. The future of food security rests on your shoulders, and this country will need your leadership, your expertise, and your courage. Moving ahead, there's a need to build a modern agricultural system that empowers young Gambians, feeds our nation, creates wealth, and restores dignity to rural communities. Let us work together. Students, farmers, scientists, policymakers, and citizens to transform this sector once and for all. You, the students, the Gambia's future lies on you, and the Gambia's future depends on you. And with your energy and expertise, I know we can achieve it. I know you have the motivation. I know you have the desire. That is why you all have chosen to come to this school to study agriculture in all these branches. Whether it's in horticulture, whether it is in fisheries, in all these branches. That's why I have chosen that. And the vision that you have and the ambition that you entertain is what will propel this country into a country that every one of us will be proud of. And indeed, today you must start that work. Today you must ignite that passion in yourself. Make it known and work towards it. And I'm sure SASA, in about 5 years, we'll have alumni of SASA who will really be crafting the policy of this country, who will be like Mr. Traore, as a permanent secretary, and on you will we depend for proper directions. We, the politicians, it's on you that will depend for the proper directions in crafting policies and implementing those policies. I know you have the passion, you have the vision, the ambition. Together, I think we can all move on and make this country one better than any country. May God bless you all, and may God bless the Gambia, our homeland. Therefore, incumbent on all of us to transform agriculture into a modern, profitable, youth-driven sector. Youth-driven sector that is informed by a strategic national priority centered on 5 major pillars of reform. And these pillars are modernization mechanism. To increase productivity and attract young people, we must expand solar-powered irrigation to reduce dependence on rainfall. Introduce farm machinery leasing centers in every region. This would be an innovation. Promote drones for mapping, spraying, and monitoring crops. Strengthen soil testing and climate-smart agriculture. Modern farming is technology-driven. Youth must therefore be at the center of that transformation. Pillar 2, value addition and agro-processing. We cannot continue exporting raw material, raw groundnuts only to import finished peanut products. We cannot keep importing tomato paste, while farmers lose their harvest. The following plan can support in the value addition and agro-processing. Establishing regional agro-processing hubs for rice, groundnuts, fruits and vegetables, and livestock. Incentives for young entrepreneurs in food processing and packaging. Modern cold storage and transport system. Partnerships with private investors and youth cooperatives. Value addition will create jobs, increase incomes, and reduce waste. Under Pillar 3, which is youth agribusiness and access to finance, young people are the engines of transformation, but only if empowered. It is important to work towards a youth agricultural fund with low interest loans, an agricultural credit guarantee scheme to encourage banks to lend, startup grants for innovation, agribusiness ideas, support for student-led cooperatives and agri-tech ventures. We must stop giving young people speeches and begin giving them capital and opportunities. Pillar 4, strengthening livestock and fisheries. These two subsectors can greatly expand our protein supply and national income. Indeed, Dr. Dafe and the two Dafes, have really spoken on this very well. And these actions will include veterinary clinics and mobile livestock units in all regions, improved breeds, feed production and animal health system, expansion of fish landing sites with cold rooms and processing facilities, protecting our waters from illegal fishing and strict enforcement. Livestock and fisheries must be engines of rural development. On Pillar 5, for agriculture to succeed on knowledge, there has to be a strong commitment to strengthening NARI and universities with better funding. In fact, with Peter Gomez, I did say, when I looked at the budget and see agriculture, NARI, what is their allocation? You expect NARI to really be the research center, just as you have MRC as a research center for tropical diseases. So do you have NARI as the center for research into agricultural production and agriculture from the University of Reading in the United Kingdom. And I was one of the people who was employed to serve them as interpreter. And I gained it because my relations, some of them we are well placed in agriculture. My uncle was an agricultural officer. I mean, everybody knows Sini Dabo. My brother, Dabo, we call him Konkaba. He started the seed multiplication unit. He headed the seed multiplication unit, later headed NARI. So that I believe that connection made me think that I should get holiday job at the Department of Agriculture. And of course, at that time, the School of Agriculture was here, but it was a handful of people. Very, very few people who were there. You can't count them, not more than 20. One person I vividly recall to be a School of Agriculture. We are two gentlemen, one of them from Bansan, Modususo, and the other one, 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔. He was 1 year my senior at St. Augustine. I recollect them. There were only a few people. But here today, we have this room filled with students of the School of Agriculture. Therefore, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to speak to the young Gambians who will shape one of the most important sectors for the future of our nation, agriculture. When I look at you, I see agronomists, livestock specialists, extension officers, climate scientists, agro-business innovators, policymakers who will determine whether the Gambia remains import dependent or finally becomes self-sufficient, food secure, and agriculturally competitive. Today, I want to speak plainly about where we are, what must change, and how together we can rebuild agriculture as the backbone of our economy. Our agriculture today faces serious structural problems. There's overdependence on rain-fed farming. There are outdated tools and low mechanization. Post-loss harvest reaching 30 to 40%. Soil degradation and erratic climate patterns. Limited access to financing for young farmers, if I may say, to all farmers. In fact, I think every Gambian was born at birth as a farmer. Virtually at least 96%. All those from rural areas, they were all born farmers, including the president. He was born a farmer. The Chief Justice, he was born a farmer. The Speaker of the National Assembly, he was born a farmer. All our National Assembly members, all our ministers, they were all born farmers. I was born a farmer. So farming must certainly be given center stage in anything that we do in this country. Even though I abdicated farming and became a lawyer, but still my family root is still there. There are weak extension services, rising rural poverty and youth migration, an import bill that drains billions of dollars for rice, onions, tomato, and poultry. This is more than an agricultural challenge. It is a national security issue and a youth empowerment issue. A nation that cannot feed itself will always remain vulnerable.